Hey, and welcome back to the next episode of the Right Hand Drive Guys podcast, the podcast for guys who like right hand drives. I'm Bobby. This is Aaron.
Yo.
And welcome back to episode 156. And, today we were like, all right, like what is, we've talked about a bunch of, old JDM cars. We'd have episodes on 32, 33, 34, super episodes, just different things like this. And, a lot of what we have talked about here is like 90s, very early 2000s cars.
Right.
Of course, like the legends, the OGs, all the names, right?
Right.
For
the
those
ones that we
older
really
cars.
didn't get over here.
The golden era, right? We've talked about the golden era. What we really haven't dove into is the more recent, I guess you could say, remakes of these golden era cars that clearly created a name for these companies, right? Like within a certain niche, right? Like obviously the Skyline, the Supra, the RX-7, right? Like all of these hero cars that now manufacturers are coming back around because they're like, oh shoot, like we had something there, and so they're trying to come out with modern remakes, right?
Or maybe not. They never even quit making them. Maybe they just continued on using the same name.
Sure. Yeah. Over all the years. Right. Yeah, for sure. And so we said, why not just like kind of chat it up about how these cars came out? Like how, maybe what was so great about them then? And then what is the remake like? Is the remake even keep up with that one? Is it because of emissions? Is it because of styling or price points? Like what is it? And so we figured let's kind of get to the nitty gritty of it. Okay, so yeah, let's get started. So let's talk about the remakes here. Like, what do you think? What are some of the best modern JDM remakes? And saying JDM just means pretty much within this, is of course maybe they had the model in Japan, maybe they didn't, but it's a Japanese-based manufacturer who's creating the model is why we're calling it JDM.
Right.
All right, so why don't you start off? What do you think is the best modern JDM remake?
Well, I think one of the better ones for sure is the Toyota 86 or the GR86. It's one of those cars that back in the day, it was known for not a lot of crazy power, balance,
super light,
super light, great handling, and just an overall good balanced car, right? And I think the modern version, the GR86, I think it carries on with that.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree.
And according to our buddy TJ, he drives his to the track, drives it home, and doesn't have to do much as far as changing a lot of things. He just keeps up with the maintenance, changes the oil, and it's a car that you can take to the track with minimal mods and have tons of fun with. And it's not overpowered, it's not turbo or anything. And I think that kind of definitely pays homage to the original.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. It's like so. I would agree 100%. The original 86 created a whole kind of group of enthusiasts, right, that stuck with it, to the point where, like, Alibaba's making, like, fake copy whole literal chassis of it.
Yeah.
And I think that group of enthusiasts stuck with that car. And, yeah, I think some of them moved over to the new one, but I think the new one created a literal whole new group of enthusiasts around that car. And I know that for sure because when I was in Japan last, or the time before last, I was at ours meeting, and one of the parking lots of Fuji was rented out for a drift event that was literal hundreds of those cars.
Yeah.
All those cars. It was only those cars. It was like some event for a club.
Yeah.
But I had never, that opened my eyes up to the car because I'm not really into the car. It's cool, but like, it's just not my thing. And seeing all of those people like drifting with these cars, like opened my mind to the fact that like, yeah, there's a huge following. They're super multi-purpose, like a really I don't know, a really good car. So I think that Toyota did hit the mark.
Right. And it is kind of weird though. Most 86s that you see, like, carry on the same style. Like, most of them are NA. Like, you don't see a lot of turbo ones, right? Because that's not the experience they're looking for, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Anyways, I think they paid pretty good homage to it. I think that was a win.
And okay, so this is a good one. Is this the spiritual successor to the AE86? Or is it like just a modern sports coupe borrowing the name and trying to live off the hype?
No, it's not. It's not trying to live off the hype. I think it is.
It's a true successor to
absolutely
the original.
Especially the later GR versions.
Right,
like,
the GR
absolutely.
versions for sure. It makes sense. That's it. Which we, back then, late 80s, whatever, you didn't get a sport version of the A86, did you? Like, it was what it was. There wasn't necessarily base in sport.
Well, yeah, they did, but it wasn't like a sport. It was the
Torino or?
Yeah, right. There was an AE85 and an AE86. The AE85 had a smaller engine. Didn't have the things like the LSD and a few other key parts. But yeah, there was a ton of them out there.
All right. So, okay, here's the next one, right? The Nissan Z, aka the RZ34, compared to the original, which is the 240Z/300ZX.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm gonna be real. The Z isn't my most favorite car. I do think that the retro design cues are on point.
Right.
It's clean, simple, nostalgic, not too cheesy, right? Like,
Right.
They didn't make it too much like the old one or make it too future focused. So I haven't driven one, but I personally don't love them. But
Yeah.
I do think that they're paying homage to the original. It's rear-wheel drive. You can get it in manual. It's twin turbo. It's the modern performance with the heritage styling.
Right.
Price point, maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe not, especially compared to what we were just talking about with the 86.
Right.
Like, price point on Nissan Z and then, of course, the dealer gouging, maybe a little too much. But I do think, I don't know. I personally wouldn't call this an accessible sports car.
Dude, how many have you seen? Like, I mean, even in Japan, you
Yeah.
don't see many. Like, I saw a couple the last time I went, but it's not like they're all over the place.
No.
And same here. I mean, I don't think I've seen a single one in Maine.
No.
I mean, only at the dealership for
Right.
sale. But
Yeah. Way too much for, right, that 18 to 28.
yeah,
Dude, that's $60,000.
yeah,
That's a lot of money, dude.
that's a lot of money.
Dude, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, I think they hit the mark with the styling on it. Like, if you look at the silhouette of an original 240 and you see this one, it's
Pretty decent.
yeah. It's cool, and like you can see other little styling cues that kind of pay homage to it, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. They're just so expensive. I don't know if they should have maybe just went with an NA engine and maybe
Made
hit
it cheaper?
made it a little bit cheaper,
The 40s, 45.
or try to get it down to 30 something.
It would be almost too cheap. They couldn't put. I mean, I don't know. I'm not Nissan, but
Right,
obviously it's not working for them anyways. But I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you think the new Z feels like a driver's car, or is it just like a modern, whatever kind of sports car with retro cues in a shell?
It's hard to say, man, because I mean, I think
You really got to be able to drive it.
Right. But I know. Okay, well, one thing I do know is when they originally came out with the Nismo Z, it was an automatic only.
Oh, wow.
So that kind of
Yeah,
leans
it's
towards
like,
the
dude.
well, this is kind of like, what? Come on.
That's not what the driver wants.
Yeah, I'm like 99% sure. I know it sounds crazy, but I was like, what? I mean, I was hoping I saw a meme whenever I read it, but I'm just like, why would you do that? Like, how is that a driver's car when you take away like
The feeling.
one thing?
Yeah.
I don't know if they went back and revised it since, but
I'm sure because they sold probably none.
yeah,
You know,
6 of them.
they're like, dude, and it was the old dudes, that had a Z
Yeah.
back in the day. All right, I know you got one that's a little out of the usual for us.
Out of the usual for sure. I mean, these are spicy. The MX-5. So
What is that? A Miata?
Yeah, or Roadster.
Oh, okay.
So they're on their 4th generation now. And if you've seen Miatas throughout the years, they started with the NA, which was, the basic, the one that started it all, right? The one
Yeah.
they hit all their marks and
Yeah.
super cool, right?
And cheap, kind of.
Right. The NB was a little bit of a more modern version. They got rid of the pop-up headlights and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay. Then they went to the NC, and that's the one that I always call like a boat. Like, that's the one that just...
Ugly.
Yeah, kind of. They look like...
Looks,
I don't know if you raised them and put dirt tires on them, they'd look like a dune buggy.
Yeah, they do. They just
You know what
look,
I mean?
Yeah.
And so with the ND, they went back to their roots. And, it's closer to the NA than any of the other models.
Oh, I see. So they're getting back there.
Right. And, yeah, it's kind of funny. I think they just dropped the one with the highest horsepower, and it's, like, barely around 200.
Yeah.
So
Right. That's the thing, though. But that's their thing. They're lighter. They're minimalist. Like, I don't know. It's probably not the ND. It's probably the one before that. I got to test drive from Nick a sports version with Brembo brakes and these different things. And it's like a little go-kart. It's like an analog driving feel in like a modern car. It's more like the driving feel of what it used to be, but with the gadgets and the, kind of quality of today.
Right. Yeah, I mean, this one, it kind of continued on with that as well. Like, my dad had an Indy for a short amount of time, and I drove it. And I also had an NA back in the day for a couple months. And I don't know, it literally felt like almost the same, except more modern on the inside. It has the CarPlay, but everything still feels tight. Everything still feels like well proportioned.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they made good use of the space. And yeah, I think they hit the mark. I think they're going in the right direction with the ND.
And essentially they didn't chase numbers, they chased the feel.
Yeah,
they
absolutely.
chased the driving experience over the horsepower.
For sure.
Which isn't typical
Yeah.
necessarily today. A lot of times it's like, oh, we get the highest number, on this thing.
Yeah.
So that makes it the best.
Right.
But it handles like trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And a couple other things about it, like the convertibles, you can operate them with one hand. You can open and close it with one hand. Like, that's pretty cool. Like, figuring out things like that and just the experience of it makes it like that much better. Mm-hmm. And they also come with, I've seen quite a few factory hardtops.
Yeah, that's cool.
They look pretty sick.
Yeah, it's not quite the S2000, but maybe. Right?
Well, you see what's still getting made, right?
So, yeah, it's like, I don't know. The one thing I've always liked about it is it's weird with the Miatas. Mazda never chased looking the coolest either necessarily.
Right.
They weren't trying to be flashy with the biggest rims and the coolest.
Right.
It's always kind of stayed purposeful.
Right.
Everything about it. So. Yeah, I'm not a Miata guy. I think it was cool getting to drift Miatas at Fat Five Land, Daigo, but that's about the coolest. All right, so this one I'm pumped about.
Oh yeah, Honda boy.
Yeah, so this one is the Honda Civic Type R. So we're kind of comparing the FL5 because I don't like the FK8, so we're not talking about that. Against the EK9, and you could say the FD2 if you wanted. Those two are definitely Japan's most successful Type Rs, I would say, the EK9 and the FD2.
Yeah.
So it's for me, I've had both. So this is the one beyond the next one that I could really speak on.
Yeah.
So it's the FL5 is great because it's turbo now,
Yeah.
with the K20. It's like that's a very awesome combination,
Yeah.
I think. I think that realistically, if I had to say that the best thing about the FL5 is that motor and that turbo setup, everything else about it is like, it's cool, it's got the new tech, it's
Right.
got, data logging and like, you can tune it much easier.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those cool type of things, but if you're like a Honda dude from back in the day, like if you're our age, if you're
Yeah.
between 30 and 40 and you're a Honda dude, like nothing can beat like an NA B series screaming.
Right.
Like this car, the FL5, will beat the EK9 on the track every day of the week.
Yeah.
How could it not?
Right.
Like the horsepower is like friggin' double, like literally, but like also the weight is like
Yeah.
friggin' double.
Wonder if there's a hot version episode about this.
Yeah, I hope there is, because like I would love to see it. Yeah, I mean, and it's like, over the FK8, the FL5 is, in my opinion, like way better. It tracks like a sports car, but it's got 4 doors. You can take it like kind of, if you're a guy like TJ, you can drive it to the track. You can have your fun. You can literally pick up your family on the way home and get dinner. Like everyone's gonna fit comfortably.
Yeah.
But like, the real question about these cars and through everything is like, has it become too refined? Because in my opinion, the EK9 is a raw, like the EK9 Type R was made to be a raw, like sports car, right? Whereas like now, as we know, we drove the FL5 down to Tommy's in Connecticut, and like we weren't in a track sports car.
I mean, but with a push of a button.
Yes, we were. But like there was way too much comfort. We were way too comfortable to be driving a car that's made to do those things. So like it all depends on what you're looking for, It's like it is that age-old thing, like turbo car versus high revving NA car.
Right.
I personally, if I'm like on the track and driving it like that, I would love to feel an NA high revving car over just the turbo spooling and getting me where I want to go. Like I just feel like it's more like you're just more connected. It's more raw and just like exhilarating in that sense, running up to 9,500 RPM.
Right.
So that is my opinion on it. I love the FL5. I think it's great for somebody who does just want to be able to take it to the track, pick up the family, and get some ice cream. I think that's awesome. Like, you don't have to have 2 separate cars, right? EK9, you're not picking up the family and going to get ice cream. The kids are bitching in the back because they're literally sitting on the fuel tank. Like, it's just not... It's not the same. So I think they both have their place, but me, I'll always be like the EK9 guy.
Yeah. I mean, I think Honda hit the mark on both of them. They're just
For
different
sure.
things.
Yeah, different things.
And I don't think they did the name a disservice. The Type R badge, they didn't do that name dirty.
No, I agree. I think they had no choice to do what they did, right?
Right.
Like realistically, you could not create an EK9 Type R and have that sell today,
right?
Because it would not be able to keep up with all of these other vehicles, the GR Corolla, these different vehicles. It couldn't keep up with that.
But plus, I mean, you look at the SI. The SI is like a 1.5 turbo.
Yeah.
So like, how can you have the top model be an NA?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
it's just the way that they have been going the last few years. Yeah, right. It had to be what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I think they did. I think the FK is like lame as hell. If we were talking about that, I'd be downing it because I just hate that car. But I do agree that the FL5 renewed it for them, for sure.
Nice, dude. So the next one's super obvious, right?
Yeah.
Like how did it take us this long to get to this one, right? But it's the GTR.
It's the GTR.
It's the GTR. How could we not? How could we not mention it? Because, yeah, dude, the R34 GTR, sick.
Oh, yeah.
So
friggin' sick, dude.
Okay, the R35 GTR, trumpets. I don't know. Like,
it's trumpets. Yeah.
what's your take on it? Like, you've obviously had both. I've only driven both, but as far as owning, modifying, driving, full experience, what do you think about the two?
Well, like, where do you always see what track do you always see the 35 on?
What track?
Like, what style of track is the 35 always on?
Like a big one, like Nürburgring, or what?
The drag strip.
Right.
Right.
Oh,
So
as far as that, like what style of racing?
Right.
Okay.
It's like, so.
In America, yes,
America, and
absolutely. There's
probably in
so
Australia,
many, there's
right?
so many drag.
Oh, that's what it is.
R35s.
TX2K is 35s.
35s and Lambos and R8s.
Dude, even GTR Festival is a drag festival.
Yeah.
Like, so that's the thing, right? Like, the big difference I see between owning and just everything is that the 35 was built for something different. Like, yes, of course, fast car on a track like Fuji or the Nürburgring.
Right.
Of course, you know what I mean? Dollar for dollar, you can get way more horsepower out of a 35 than a 34. Dollar for dollar. You can get way more horsepower.
Right?
So the 35 was built for, I mean, granted, it was literally built almost, 20 years ago it started. So, like, but it came in during the transition that now we see as standard today.
Yeah.
High horsepower from the factory, these vehicles, you know, whether you're talking about those friggin' Dodge things or like whatever it is, the more and more horsepower is coming out of vehicles from the factory. Dude, the friggin' Zora Corvette is like insane amount of horsepower from the factory.
Yeah.
So, like, it was almost ahead of its time. It almost started that coming out of the factory at almost 500 horsepower.
Right.
It almost started that trend of the upwards horsepower between all of these cars, right? Like, so to me, like, it was almost ahead of its time for that type of thing.
Right.
So,
and when it came out in 2007, or
7 was the first one in Japan.
Right.
So, like, that's the thing, is like, it was kind of ahead of its time. When you're a purist looking at the 34, you know, that supposedly came with 272.
Yeah.
Like, of course you're like, dude, ew, what is that thing? It's like big body, like, ew, friggin' like V6. Like, what the hell, dude? They fucked this up, right? That's like your thought from the purist standpoint,
right.
you know? But, like, realistically, the engineers did know that this is what was coming.
Yeah.
This more horsepower, this more capability.
Right.
And that friggin' thing is capable as hell.
Yeah.
Like, realistically, think about it.
Yeah.
Like,
100 Gs back in the day for that brand new? Dude, would would keep up with Porsches, McLaren, like all that.
Yeah, that's crazy in 2007.
Right off the showroom floor.
2009 for us, right? Like, yes, that's insane back then, and I agree, and I'm not gonna down it. Like, you know, I bought one for insanely cheap off a dude that won it in a raffle.
Yeah.
And we fucked with it. We, like, neither of us had like that type of experience opening up a DCT, dropping out the DCT, replacing valves, like, but dude, like, we didn't. But we did it.
But we did. That
and
was
it
crazy.
freaking ran awesome. And like, it was like, we have no clue how much horsepower, but it was full bolt-ons. It would scare the piss out of both of us with bald tires, dude. Like, it was pretty friggin' intense.
I would say it was between 500 and 600 horsepower, like,
for sure.
From what was done to it, like,
yeah, whatever a full bolt-on tuned 35 is whatever it made. And I mean, for me, that's not what I'm trying to necessarily do. Like, I don't need 600-700 horsepower, right? Like, so it's not for me, but I do think that they did a good job considering what everything turned into. As far as these factory cars coming with more horsepower, tunability, modifications are just bolt-ons and you got a bunch of power. Like, I think they did a good job overall, for sure. I mean, it's you know what it really is? First of all, it's not a Skyline.
Right. It's not a Skyline. It's
not.
a GTR.
It's a GTR. And so it created like its own legend behind it, right? I don't even consider it a part of the 32 to 34.
Right.
It's its own separate thing, in my opinion, you know?
That makes sense. And I like how Nissan keeps the same shapes and like uses the same tail lights.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that was smart.
that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool, but I just wish they didn't make it so damn big.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
but
dude, it is
but
a
that car
boat.
with that power almost needs to be that size, I feel like.
Right.
You know, like it's a lot of power, dude. And if it was a less of a car, would it be too much? I don't know.
I just remember that picture from back in the day. I mean, everyone's seen it, right?
Yeah.
It's the cars at port.
Yeah.
And it's got the R34 parked in front of the R35. And the R35 is just like
Towering.
so huge looking compared
Yeah.
to the 34. I don't know.
Okay, so those I would say are the top 5. Let's blow through like 4 or 5 that like they just didn't get it.
Yeah, dude. Oh, dude. The first one, come on, like the
Yeah.
Supra.
The
Supra,
A90
dude.
91
Yeah, dude.
versus
like,
the A80.
it's cool that they brought the name back. That's super cool. But yeah, I am one of those guys that's like, why didn't you put a 2J in it?
Right? Why the hell is there a B58?
Why
like, what
is
the
it
hell?
like? Why did you like? What's the deal?
Dude,
with the
you guys
collab?
didn't even come out with a goddamn manual at first.
I know, and
like
that
you
too,
guys
that's
are
another
like,
thing.
What were you trying to do?
I mean, I think I've came around on them. I think they're a little bit cooler now that you can get them in a 6-speed or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like, that's cool. But I mean, I don't know. Why did you collab with BMW on it?
Yeah, like is it a rebadge Z4?
Right.
Or is it a Supra?
That's the joke, right? Like,
Yeah.
we've all seen the jokes about it. Like, and
I mean, it performs well, right?
Yeah.
You see guys doing stuff with them; they can look kind of cool,
Right.
but like the heritage portion of it is
Right.
much more than just like being able to burn the tires, right? Like,
Yeah.
like the tunability of the 2JZ and like the legend that came with that
Yeah.
to produce a model that literally doesn't even have a Toyota engine is realistically a slap in the face to the enthusiasts that have supported that.
yeah.
It's like, oh shoot, you're giving us a BMW engine with not even a 6-speed? Like, what the hell? So yeah, I mean, I agree there.
That's just like a come on, dude. Like, but I do see the next generation. They're collabing with
Yes.
what is it, Mazda?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I
I mean,
mean-
cool. Like, at least it's a collab, and like, hopefully they're
Rotary?
doing. No, I doubt it. But like an engine that will go in both of their models that they both put in on, and it's not just a Mazda engine going in a Toyota.
yeah.
And why the hell, dude? Toyota created a freaking 5 or 4-cylinder that can put out like 600 horsepower, literally just
a
with-
3-cylinder as
was
well.
it 3?
A 3.
I know
yeah.
they got motors, dude. Why the frick aren't they
They were
using
in the
them?
GR Yaris and the GR Corolla.
No,
and,
it's a new one.
and then right.
It's like a new one.
yeah, they're
that-
new tech. Like what?
Why are you
Why?
collabing with Mazda that makes like
Right
not
when you
even
already
a
have
sports
2Js.
car?
Like
Well, Mazda doesn't even really make a sports car anymore.
other than
So,
the Miata. But
like Mazda doesn't make a sports car anymore. So I'm just saying, like, so you're collabing with them on your flagship sports car
Yeah.
now? I don't know.
at least it's a Japanese company.
True.
That's
true,
where
true.
I'm at with
Yeah,
it.
it's not BMW. All right, so the NC1 NSX. I personally haven't driven one. I would like to. You brought up a good point. How many do you really see, especially where we're at?
Yeah.
Very few.
I didn't even realize they made them for like 6 years.
Yeah, and like when they first came out, everybody was super hype on it. The original NSX was light, simple, driver focused. Of course,
Yeah.
we're expecting same with the Supra, and maybe this is biased on a JDM Golden Era guy's opinion, right? These two cars, the Supra and the NSX. There's probably guys that are like, dude, what? You guys are fucking crazy. Those are awesome. But like, the NC1 became like the new hybrid all-wheel drive supercar.
Yeah.
Which is like impressive,
Right.
But
It's
is it
cool, but
soulless?
it's like,
yeah,
I
don't
do know the JGTC ones look sick.
Of course,
I think we
yeah.
saw the
Oh,
Up
yeah.
Garage one.
Yeah, dude, friggin' sick.
That looked
dude.
cool.
Yeah,
I'll have to-
with
I'll
the
have to include the
Artis,
pic.
the Artis or whatever, the orange one, dude.
Yeah.
they're sick, but like so expensive and like put into the supercar category where you're overshadowed by your competitors. It's like they built a tech masterpiece,
Yeah.
not like an NSX revival. They
Right.
built a whole new thing. It just has the motor in the rear.
Right.
You know, like that's how I kind of feel about it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can go ahead with I would maybe the.
Well, I got one off list I just thought of.
Okay, let's hit it.
The 400R. Why did they do that?
The 400R.
Yeah, they made
the new one.
The new
Yeah.
400R. Like, what, dude? You're gonna.
That's the problem.
This is a reach here.
Yeah.
Like, you got like what?
I mean,
doing?
it is a high
it,
horsepower like car,
but come on,
Yeah.
400. Where's the 270R then?
right? And
Like-
it's a 4-door.
What's that gonna be? A Leaf or something?
Yeah, like I agree. I'm not sure why they were doing that, and we don't see it over here. But as we were in Japan, we saw it. We were behind a 400R. It was an Infinity.
Right. It's like the whatever the V chassis is. I think they're up to 37. Maybe?
Yeah.
V36, V37,
And
whatever.
so they're calling it a 400R. It is twin turbo. Like it is like a.
Right, but it's not.
It's not
I
that.
mean, dude,
Look at
come
like
on.
the 400R. It's like you guys are
Right.
biting too
You
hard.
guys are reaching
Yeah, I agree there. And so on that,
straight to jail.
you know, the Skyline V36 to V37 compared to the last Skyline we remember, which is the 34,
Right, non-GTR.
non-GTR, you know, is very hard. They went from, I mean, the Skyline name, they tried to continue it, but it became that luxury sedan coupe, you know, basically Infinity
But it's-
G35.
Yeah, but I mean that's kind of where those base models were.
Sure,
You know, the
yeah,
GTs and the GTTs, like, or whatever, the GTSTs.
We're that type of car.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, they hit their marks right, and
Well, yeah, and also the issue,
and
not
they
the
didn't
issue.
use the GTR. They didn't
Right.
use. They didn't have a GTR version
Right,
or
it
any
moved
sort of
to the separate platform.
correct.
Yeah,
So
which I get it, you know, like like you kind of made it its own class with the big body 35, and like then you take the Skyline name into like a
just the next generation.
luxury market kind of,
Yeah.
though, as opposed to because before it wasn't like. This car from the factory was not like in the luxury category.
Right.
So it feels like they did move to more of like the Skyline was more of, I don't want to overuse the word luxury, but that style car.
Like a sports sedan.
Right. Yeah. As opposed to like a little more raw and like,
Right.
you know, but yeah, I mean, it's, I don't know. Do you think they made the right choice on that?
It is what it is. I mean, they did the same thing, right? If you look at them at the silhouette, they have the same shape.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the tail lights.
They tried.
Right. The tail lights, all of them have. If you know, you turn them on, you can see the circles. Like,
Yeah.
there's still the styling cues, and I think that's cool that they kind of kept that throughout. But I don't know. I mean, I have a G35, so sedan.
Yeah.
And I have an R32. And it definitely is just
It's
know,
a
you can
level
tell
up on
it's a level
styling,
up, right?
you
It came
know.
with leather, like just nicer stuff.
More styling, less performance, which I guess like again makes sense because they put all the performance into the 35.
Yeah.
They kept, I mean, that still has styling and like, I mean, the seats in that thing are nice, let alone, you know what I mean? So it's like, but yeah, I mean, all right. So we did it up. We did some JDM remakes.
Yeah.
Some hit, some didn't. You know what I mean? That's always how it's gonna be. Hit us up in the comments. Hit us up in the DMs.
Let us know what we forgot.
Yeah, what we forgot, why we're wrong. Cuss us out for talking shit about the G35. Like
Or the
that's
Spicy
totally
Miata
cool.
boys.
Yeah. Hit us up. Hey, if you got an FK8 and you want to fight, hit me up. All right, because I don't like your car, but. Regardless,
Okay, dude.
hey, I like you as a person. I just don't like your car. But yeah, no, we appreciate you guys listening. You can always find us on YouTube, on Instagram, all the goods at RHDGUIS. Look in the show notes. Find us in our Facebook group. Participate. But for episode 156, JDM Remakes, I'm Bobby. This is Aaron.
See ya.
Peace.